Capable of mistakes. The journey is not here to be
I suppose. Welcome back, Mere Mortalites. You do have, once again, your two favorite Mere Mortals. You've got Juan here.
And Kyrin here.
In Australia, a little bit past 9 a.m., 9:04 a.m. on the 3rd of November. We got monthly goals today, folks. Monthly goals is a chance for us to reflect back on the previous monthly goal, have a look and call out any massive support of people coming through, look at the monthly goals to come, on what we're going to be planning on doing.
A little bit of fitness at the end.
A little bit of fitness at the end. And again, this is more a reflection on the things that we are doing, a little bit of meta around how we think about ideas, plans, how we pursue more broader goals, I guess I would say, so that you can in turn see, I guess, Mere Mortals do it. And of course, sharing with us, also quite interesting as well for us to consume some of that if you want to share it with as well. So might as well just jump into it. So, oh no, I just realized I've got my November goals up, but I actually need to get out. So I'll get you to start this time around.
All right, we're doing it different. All right, here we go, jumping in. So I had 8 as usual. First one, start making jokes and being flirty / outgoing everywhere, especially new places. I think I did pretty good at this.
Okay.
Getting back in the swing of, when I was in Brazil with my average Portuguese, I learned not to make jokes and be flirty because it would backfire on me and I'd get bad reactions. So I've been trying to undo that. It's been going okay. You'll see a goal coming up, which will kind of be a reflection on trying to make this a little bit better as well. Follow through on golf and other plans. I did do that. Actually, not a bad golfer over here. Despite not playing for many a year, I was driving it really nice. I got that accidentally nice, curving out and in instead of just curving away. And actually, we're playing not Stableford, Ambrose, where you hit the one ball, the best ball, you choose the best ball if you've got 3 players playing, and then you'll hit from that same point. And I got more than my dad and my brother, so
wow, okay,
not too bad, not too shabby. More golf plans coming up. Get started on F-year financial year 25 tax work and new sell limits. The very last day, I was like, all right, I'll put in 2 hours and just get at least some on the board. So I have managed
Did you sell any in the recent run-up of things? Okay.
Buy and holder here, man. Okay. Buy and holder. So, no. Rehab everything and begin cutting weight. I have been rehabbing everything. It's going okay, I guess. Again, I'll talk about that later in the fitness section. Cutting weight. I am cutting weight. I'm starting to see some abs. More popping through. It's
more defined.
Yeah, more defined. Morning meditation followed by energetic stretching or productive work. Did that pretty good. Begin reading a book of the Portuguese. So I'm reading Memórias Póstumas de Brás Cubas at the moment.
Okay.
Machado de Assis and Polyglot Info. I did not do that. That's probably the only thing I haven't really done in this this whole month. Okay. Is look up a polyglot.
Where were you looking to get that information for the polyglot?
That's literally.
That was kind of part of the goal.
On YouTube or find a book recommendation or something like that. Okay. So more on that to come in the next goals. Prioritize house cleaning and stick to one controlled enjoyment evening, not a binge day a week. I think I did pretty good on that. And then make a dent in the Morpheus YouTube backlog. I did do that as well. So for me, it was just getting back into the
swing of things.
Ticked off basically everything. So very happy, productive month for me.
Before we look into my monthly goals, I was going to say, is your new goals coming up in November? Are you going to be doing any Nom Nom, as Tim Ferriss called it? I saw it recently.
No, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, no booze, no masturbation.
Okay.
Nom Nom.
No, I'm not going to be doing that.
I was like, damn. I was saying this to my partner this morning. I was explaining to her the Nom Nom concept that Tim had put out, and I was like, when was the last time we drank? We said, yesterday. So I was like, yeah, already felt it. So
yeah, I don't have a problem with either of those at this very moment.
There you go.
I'm doing okay.
October for me, 2024 goals. It was, so for me, it's kind of the opposite from what you're saying. So a lot of these are no's. So back to the Thursday longies, which was going to be Thursday long runs. No, I can't say I did this. Why? Because a lot of the plan was 10 kilometers. And I consecutively went 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers, or 8 kilometers. But never the actual long Thursdays. So, didn't do that. Even though I did
he had the chance to do a long run in Canberra. Declined.
I don't actually know how long of the long run that was.
I think Metro did 4Ks.
Okay. Not considered a long run. I wouldn't consider it a long run. So no, didn't do that. The second one for the body, do a set of single leg over dumbbell sitting things. Easy. That was easy enough to do. Sometimes I almost forgot to do it, and then I try to just do it sometime through the actual day, exactly as Kyrin's demonstrating there. If you're looking at the video, on the mind side of things, amplify the mere mortals by being more active in our profiles and the content and consistency. I would say so. Yeah, did 2 more interviews, which was Peter Dodeja and also with Taj.
Yeah, man, I haven't watched any of these yet.
No, I mean, I rewatched a little bit of Taj's one, but there was a lot of extra content I did this month in comparison to a previous month. So I was happy with like the amount of effort I put there, in combination with a lot of other things going in life. I was like, man, I ticked that off. The looking over the master spreadsheet and see if there's anything that could be automated. No, I didn't do that. But while I didn't do it there, I've applied AI or automated tooling in a lot of other places as well through the last month. So I was like, I'll give it myself half. Not its full yes, but half. Attempting 3 lessons every morning. Didn't do this. This was Duolingo in particular. Didn't do 3 lessons every morning. I've started to falter back to 1 or 2. Even sometimes I'm like,
have you seen?
I even continue?
Have you seen the Meat Canyon video of Duolingo?
No, I haven't. No. Okay, that'll be. I need to note that down.
Juan's tongue will be getting
Meat
replaced.
Canyon.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Meat Canyon is like he just makes these disturbing videos, like
animated videos.
Yeah, very disturbing and weird.
In the last 3 of Seoul for October, completing timing of the wedding and complete catering and entertainment. Nah, we did not do this. Everything else just took precedence over the wedding items. So it's one of those things I have to roll over. Some things did progress with it, but it wasn't completed. That's the main thing. The Martini event this month, this was going to be an easy one because it was just more about making the most of the interactions, which I did. So I put that goal knowing that was going to happen, and it was about making the time for that when that day particularly came up. We've talked about it before in the podcast as well, how the Martini event went and on the boat and everything else, that it was more of a case of, while I'm on it, make time, and if there was gonna be prior activities or activities afterwards, just be engaged with them. So that was basically our goal. Yep. And the last one for the month was daily morning coffee and ponder on Amor Fati. No, couldn't say I did this either. Partly when I wrote that goal, it was maybe aspirational. I don't actually have not the time, but the care factor to make myself a morning coffee like I would have right now. I do that later in the day. Right in the morning, I like to just get up, go to the bathroom, get changed, have my little drink now that I have in the mornings, which I just stumbled upon, which is actually a good thing.
Tequila.
No, it's like for whatever reason.
What have you got here?
Just coffee. Just coffee. But for whatever reason, I go down the... I wanted to. I had this thoughts of, I want to have my multivitamins, and I want to have my B vitamins, I want to have my creatine and my D-aspartic acid, got everything else that I want to. But I wasn't having it repeatedly for this is like months and years, right? And I just forgot. And then out of the blue, I figured out the unlock for myself, which is I like to drink like a glass of something. Mm-hmm. That's easy for me. When I mix it in with some creatine D-aspartic acid, the reason I wouldn't do that normally is because I have any flavoring. But I'm also a cheapskate, and I'm not going to go down the path of buying flavored creatine. Sure. I'm not doing that. But my unlock was, oh my God, you can just get effervescent tablets with vitamin B and vitamin C. Doesn't have all the stuff that you'd imagine in a multivitamin. But look, it's got 70% of the things that you'd want there. And that's been the unlock, because I mix that in with my drink with all the other powders that I want. Tastes a little bit more fruity. I drink it down. Now it's been like easily every day, just an easy thing to drink. Nice. That's cool. So find the unlocks as well.
Okay, I've got one to share. So I've probably always struggled to get in as much protein as is kind of recommended, which is 2x body weight for kilograms, two times body weight in kilograms in terms of grams. So, I'm 75 to 80, so I should be getting 150 to 160 in. If you just like defaulted, I'm not looking at all, I'll probably be in the low 100s, something like that, which is not optimal if you want to be. No. Now, this is probably more for building muscle, I'm guessing. I'm not. Is it the same for building strength? Like, would strong men be trying to eat? I still imagine they're trying to eat as much protein as possible. But are they doing that to build muscle or to build strength or repair? Like, I don't know if repairing is the same as building in this context. So because I've always heard it in like the bodybuilder type of context, you want to get as much protein as you can so you can get that size and the muscles. But yeah, anyway, something I probably should do more of. And what I've found is that I love desserts. Everyone knows this. And I probably love them a bit too much. Definitely going to get diabetes. And so what I've done is I've replaced and I would never eat a protein bar or a protein shake kind of on its own just to get it in terms of the protein. So I'd never be like eating it in the middle of the day, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But, and I don't really like the taste of protein shakes. They've always like had them once upon a time and I was like, nah, never again. But what I have done is I've replaced like a dessert with a protein bar, and I've basically managed to like convince in my mind like it's still sweet enough to kind of taste dessert-ish, even though it's like it's not as good as a chocolate bar or cake or anything like that. But managed to convince myself, yeah, okay, this is more of it. So I've just like replaced a dessert that I'd normally eat with a protein bar.
That's good. So. Yeah, we've gone on a path of protein bars. I will go. We've started buying in bulk in a lot of things now, just because we can in some manners, and so
going to Costco
rather than just from a local
not
shop.
That bulk.
No. Well, what I mean, no. This is bulk because we will go to our local shopping center, and when we see the protein bar that we want,
get the whole box.
There's two of us. We buy all of the boxes.
Yeah.
Every single box that's in the store, we will buy all of them. Yes. So we would have at any one time 70 protein bars at home, and we'll be like, cool, we're set for like the next
month,
3 days. No. So I feel like for the next like 2 months or whatever it is, which is good. So we like doing that. We've especially found that with now products. And the reason we did that is because one week we bought a couple, when the next week and there wasn't any there, and I was like, come on, man, like I want it. Anyways, so that's just how it works. As long as it doesn't expire very early. In any case, those were the October goals. A lot got done, but specifically to the goals, a lot of things got missed out. So it was kind of weird. It was weird, which I changed up some stuff for the November goals that I tracked down.
Yep.
Any call outs in terms of support or anything like that?
Yeah, look, so I did do the update. So if you go to our website, meremortals.com/support, you can see the full list there of everyone who supported us, their amounts, and in the drop-down list that we have there, which I believe works both on mobile and on desktop.
I've seen it work on mobile.
Yeah, it should do. I haven't updated that in a while. Neither has Juan. The website is very much low in our priorities. It's so definitely thank you everyone who was streaming and boosting in. I know Cole, Peter, I think Dave this month as well. Those are probably the big call outs, but I do go through the data. I do see you, and I do update it if you do boost in. So very much appreciated for everyone who does that. Still lots of cool stuff going on with Podcasting 2.0. I have a confession actually to make. It's not my favorite show anymore. It actually probably hasn't been for 5 to 6 months.
I can understand that. In fact, I could tell you many reasons probably why that would be, but I could, just as a human, you'd start just venturing towards other things.
Yeah.
Two, probably politically as fucking heavy would be coming that way.
Not too much, but they you can't escape it. Like they're still.
Actually, I'm gonna call out Tom Billieu because he listens to this. No, he doesn't. Like if he ever does, fuck you for becoming just pure political. That's bullshit. If you look at Tom Billieu's last 10 episodes, it's either my most hated things, repeats, lots of ads. And the last couple of I'd probably say 20 episodes are just pure politics, like getting Destiny in, lots of political jungle and stuff like that. I've met Tom Billieu. He's a nice dude. I think he's getting really heavy. Either he really enjoys politics, he really cares about it, or he's getting pulled into this is going to get lots of clicks. Whichever way, either I don't like it, or I think you're going on the wrong path. But I was like, oh man, I listened to Tom, and the reason I'm saying is I listen to Tom Billieu a lot on podcast. I haven't listened to anything from him a long time, which is a shame because he's a really, really good conversationalist. Yeah. Oh, any other reasons why Podcasting 2.0 hasn't been up your?
Oh, honestly, probably just a large part of it would have been in Brazil, therefore less priority in podcasting just in general. Yep. So there's less side interest. Still really cool things going on though, especially the value for value music. There's a lot more live stuff popping up. Adam's doing things with that. They've got a secret project they're working on, which I believe is some sort of, I think they might be making their own podcasting app, which is interesting.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those things where in like maybe 5 to 6 months, I'll get back into it more heavy again. But yeah, just
where it is.
Yeah, and I think it's a reflection of our show that we haven't been getting as much boost and stuff because I haven't been keeping up to date with things and interviewing people and stuff.
Yeah, I would love to know what the market usage of Valley for Valley is now in comparison to.
I think it's kind of stalled out
ago.
In terms of the amount of feeds which are value enabled. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of stalled out for a little bit. But someone's actually working on bringing Monero into it. Alex Gates is trying to do that.
Okay.
So I think that'll be like a catalyst as well when other people decide like, oh, I'm gonna bring Solana on here or Ethereum or whatever. Now, whether they actually get used, probably not. But yeah, it's we'll talk about it in the media section because I've got a little section on that.
Cool.
So
Cool.
that's in the following episode that's coming up.
Good. All right, let's go into the non-event goals.
Yeah,
kick it off.
I'll do mine because I started just before. So jumping into November 24. So I've got go to a couple of events and be more default friendly. So what I was noticing just as usual is like especially when I'm in the gym, I get like stone cold Kyrin down, Kyrin Austin.
Kyrin 316.
I get a really I don't know what the equivalent of bitch face is for guys, dick face maybe, but I definitely go like just like a slight frown or a concentration on my face. Yep. I've had people tell me this in the past. Like I'll just be looking off into the distance, just thinking about something. I think when I think, my brain, like my face contorts
into anger.
Thinking is hard for me, So I want to be a bit more default friendly and try to get to a couple of events. And I'm thinking more like meetup events. My brother is going away at the end of this month, and I think he said there was a golden retriever meetup, which I would maybe take to. Butters is a bit crazy at the moment. He's lusting after other dogs, like guys and girls. He doesn't give a fuck. He just
take those balls off.
Yeah, so maybe that's not a good idea, but whatever. Some things to think about.
Sure.
Organize a casino, golf, and tennis sesh with people. So I have had a couple of opportunities to and I should have wrote squash down there. I got a squash invite as well.
Okay.
So yeah, just a couple of things I want to organize, make sure I'm catching up with friends and things like this. So yeah, that's basically just call out to myself, make the time for those and organize them as well. Speaking of, I'll need to chat with you afterwards. Finish the financial year 25 tax work and new cell limits. So that's just that old one repeating on. Be prepared to adapt if 3 times one arm handstand is too much. So per week. I really wanted to get back into proper one arm handstand training. I might not be able to. I'm just going to have to see with the shoulder. And normally in the past, if it didn't work out, I'd be like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm like, I won't do this. I'll just let it heal naturally. I won't even train or anything. But no, I'll go, all right, if I can't do this, what can I do? There's definitely an adaptation to my mindset of the past. My brother was telling me recently, so he's had his shoulders way worse. He's actually got something really wrong with it. And he was, going through a bit of a depression, I suppose, of not being able to train properly, which I would have said I was feeling from like October last year through to March, something like that. Especially because my wrists were just on fire. But he was saying like, I looked up some stuff on Reddit and people were talking about like how you need to change your mindset if you're injured to get excited about, okay, good, this is a challenge. What can I do? This sort of thing. I went, I wish I'd looked that up a long time ago. Okay, begin. All right, this one's a weird one. Begin forcefully stating my exceptional intent. So, one thing I've noticed recently is if people ask me, like, well, what are you doing? What do you do for a job or something? I'll be like, I'm like kind of retired, or I'm, like I like handstands. They're kind of my hobby or something like that. And the reaction I get and I've done this for a long time, and I've always been way too self-deprecating. So I'm going to try and switch it up and become the opposite of humble, and try testing the barriers of like arrogance or pride or something like that. So when people ask me like what I'm doing, I'm like, I'm trying to be exceptional. I'm going to be like the fucking best handstander in Brisbane or something like that. And just say something that's more.
That's actually a good approach. I was about to just smash you with what you were about to say, because I thought you were going down one path, but actually saying it that way is a kind of a cool approach, because if someone asks you what you're doing, and I've talked to you about this before, if you say, oh, I'm semi-retired, there's going to be an expectation of what that means in society. And when people uncover what it actually means that you're semi-retired, what the fuck are you talking about? Fucking slump. But to actually put it in, oh no, like I'm aiming to do this,
which is true.
It's like there's genuine truth, but it kind of shifts the angle of that question, because it's not about, your focus is not, oh yeah, I'm getting the picket fence house. It's no, this is my goal. That's what I'm aiming for. That's actually a good. Double that down. That goal. That's a good statement.
It would be, visible as well, because I'm literally in the gym from 1 till 6 or 7 every day, plus some stretching beforehand in the morning, which no one sees. So, yeah, it's framing it for myself as well. I think it'd be a healthy thing just to be like, yeah, I'm getting after it. I'm doing this. This is what I'm about. Finished the Machado de Assis. Really not. I hate de. Je. They say je
instead of de, like
de.
de.
Yeah, in Portuguese. And watched just one polyglot video. So
just one.
Last one was like, I didn't do it at all because I didn't. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to research this. I'm gonna find this. I just gotta watch one, and I'll finish this one. And when I watch one, I'm sure I'll watch like 6, and then actually find what I need to. Practice catching and diverting girl/loneliness related fantasies. So this is the just like daydreaming, unhelpful, unproductive, mopey sort of Kyrin. And I saw some of this creeping in. I got to cut it out. It's not helpful. So that could also be interpreted as live more in the present moment instead of in the past or in the future. And then only AI or future related content in the evenings. So
cool.
When I'm eating dinner and stuff like that, AI related or future or tech related.
Okay. Nice. No, that's cool.
I've got a huge backlog of videos, which I
want to get through.
I haven't been making as much progress as I'd like to.
Actually, I've been listening to the 8.5-hour podcast that Lex Friedman did with all of Elon Musk and all the Neuralink individuals.
Okay.
I haven't. It was from a while. It was from August the 3rd. Very good. Very, very good. Very technical though. A lot of technical conversations, and not just. So it's not just. It's not. In fact, I'll pull that back. It's not even really AI related, but there are AI mentions. But it is very technical in nature of how Neuralink works, the reasoning around its positioning close to neurons, gets into the Maxwell equation for electromagnetic theories and the other guys' equations about. It's like really, really hardcore. I was like, I was listening to it in the gym, and I literally went slower at the gym and did less than I would have normally done at the gym, so I could pay attention to it. Sure. It was pretty. It was one of those podcasts, and me and my listening, I listened to it at 1x speed, and I was like, fuck, what is going on here?
Wait,
very interesting.
Wait, so you dialed it down?
I dialed it down so I could really listen. I do that as well to when I really care, the Andrew Huberman show as well, because that one there's a lot of information that gets pulls through it, but fuck, get ready for the media conversation.
Okay.
I think I've got a wild idea, which I don't know if Kyrin will share. Right. Stay tuned for that. My November 2024 goals. I've got 7. Pull it back a little bit. 1, I've got 3 for the fitness side of things or body. Engage into the running calendar once again. So I'm going to do this, but I'm going to call myself out. Because, goddammit, yesterday, like literally I was like, okay, first like running opportunity in this November. Supposed to run 5 kilometers with our good friend Manshil. We went down there. He was already talking like, I'm going to run nice and slow. I was like, cool, perfect. Like I'm really like, I've told you about my week. It was fairly heavy week. Hadn't really food hadn't been the best. Blah blah blah. Sleep hadn't been the best, and didn't even do the 5Ks. I got to 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers, and I was like, that's it. I'm like dead. Pace wasn't even that fast. Bloody Manshil, he ended up doing a 5 kilometer PB. Bloody liar. He just I was sprinting the bloody thing.
What did he get?
I think he got 26 minutes something like that. Yeah.
Approaching
He might have done it
25.
faster beforehand. It was on the PBS part of his phone or like the Strava account that he has.
Yeah.
So in any case, I went, okay, got to get back into a running calendar. Didn't do it yesterday, but today ran that extra
So
two
what
and a
does
bit
running
kilometers.
calendar mean? So
I've got a running like cyclical weekly calendar in terms of I won't get super technical, but I basically have a breakdown of, okay, if I wanted to do a marathon at a 3 hour, 47-minute pace or whatever else, I've broken all of the velocities down into percentages and what that equates to on like the days of the week and the fractional time that I have to complete it at. This is engineering. This is engineering 101.
no, I'm laughing more on the fact that I think like you're not giving it the respect it deserves to do a marathon that quickly.
Oh no, I agree. It's not set at 3 hours 47. It's actually set at 4 hours 15.
Okay. Well,
So that's how I've actually set it.
That's still very quick, man. That's a quick marathon. Jeez.
Jesus, we're talking 4 hours 15. This is why Kyrin's still a bit
All right,
model
man.
in this world.
Get a fucking half marathon sub 150, and then we'll talk.
True. We'll see. I won't get there, but sub two would be the aim. Second one. This is again nice and easy one. These are all mapped back to how I have an annual goal around recovery, about prehabbing, because next year fitness. I'm going to call it in right now. Next year, which is a long time away from me, but I'm doing this on purpose. Next year fitness is going to be crazy. It's going to be really, really crazy. It's like
the fittest you've ever been.
yeah, it's going to be the fittest I've ever been. But I'm holding myself back because I know me, and I want to do it right now, and I don't have the capacity with a lot of other things that are going on. So I want to just prehab it. You know of something that I'm planning on doing next year at the kind of times with around my start annual goals, which means I would have more capacity to do training in instance. So it will get crazy, but I'm prehabbing, which means this one is obliques side bend with a heavy kettlebell 3x10. So start of every session, just obliques and side bells. I did not anticipate the pain that I have on a daily basis because of doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not training every single day though.
It gets me every day.
Because running on Thursdays and Saturdays, which means I do get a couple of days of recovery, but I had felt it. The first day I did this for the start of it, I did it with 40 kilo dumbbells. The next day, dude, when I went to go do it again, I went, I cannot do this with 40 kilo dumbbells. I did 15. So I was like, okay, this was an unrealistic expectation of that weight.
I'd do max 10.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was just 10 reps each side for 3 sets.
Yeah.
Third, stop any caffeine from 2 p.m. This is around the sleep goal. From 2 p.m. and no heavy food 1 hour before bed. That caffeine one, that's the hardest. It was really hard over the last couple of days.
Isn't it?
Not in everything. Caffeine.
I don't know. I figured nowadays it would be kind of like sugars and everything.
Well, caffeine will be in a lot of little things that people wouldn't like Coca-Cola, a couple of other things. But I'm not necessarily. Maybe caffeine drinks people would think in like energy or semi-energy drinks or something else.
Like in your protein bars, is there any caffeine in there?
No, not normally.
Okay.
No. No. I was like, what? That's mind. The 2 for the body. 2 for the mind. Get back to a race per week, and this is racing with sim racing.
Yeah.
I have not done any sim racing for a good 3 weeks.
Yep.
Very reasonable as to why.
Unused. I see dust on it.
Honestly, I might not make this one this month either. Like, if I'm going to be honest, this is probably the one that's also going to get missed out. I want to. I'm aspirational, but I'm getting some juices flowing around business ideas and things. And honestly, I find that fun. Like if I told you, I was working probably 7 to 10 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Did a little bit of like an extra hour on the Thursday. I think my phone usage dropped to. So I use my phone to play videos for my daughter, so I had to watch sometimes. And if it take that away, I think I used my phone maybe like an hour max per day. It was like literally nothing. It was crazy. I was like, wow, this is pretty insane. So because I was busy doing other things, but I enjoyed them. So I was like, I don't have to do sim racing, so I'm doing that. In any case, let's see. I want to mix up my French and Italian for Duolingo, 1 each day. So I pulled that idea back of 3. I was like, fuck that. Generally, it seems to be 2. So I went, you know what? What if I do 1 class for Italian, 1 class for French? Maybe that'd be fun. That's what it's going for now.
Let's see how.
Let's just see. It's actually.
I mean, they're similar languages. So.
I'm familiar enough now with both that I could very semi-confidently read many things. Definitely not in a speaking perspective. That not at all.
Yeah,
but again, I'm not aiming for that. I think I'll do this for a few more months before the next thing pops up. So that's what it is. And the last two.
What do they speak in Montenegro? Montenegrinese?
I think it's something like that. I think that actually might be something like that.
I'll
Yeah, look
look it
that up. That might be actually right. But while Kyrin looks that up, the last two for me is soul, wedding, complete the itinerary, and catering. So makes sense. Just fucking do it. Find some time. And the last one, in my morning notes, so again, it's all related to my morning notes, and so a lot of the other soul items are across me, my annual goals. This one's around self-worth over self-esteem. In my morning notes of the day, reflect on where I added to my knowledge of who I am and what I can do from a day-to-day perspective. And again, this is more for a reflection of supporting the self-worth as opposed to a self-esteem mindset. So those are those. Cool. And what was the
Montenegrin?
There you go. Yeah, I thought I'd looked it up, and
I was
like,
joking. Although Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, and Albion are also recognized languages of official use too.
There you go, Montenegrin.
Montenegrin.
Yeah. I think I looked it up, and I thought it was something like that, and I was like, what the hell?
Would never have predicted that.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my monthly goals as well. It's a little bit pulled back in some regards. There's a lot of things that are just ongoing. Actually, it was interesting just from a general monthly goals, I guess, statement or things that we do. I was talking in the new role with a couple of people, and we actually, the random topic came up about what are you reading right now, right? And everyone was saying either, I don't read or I do this, right? And I actually had two books right there that I was like simultaneously finished, but I was going for another book as well that I'm currently reading right now. And I said that, I was like, I just finished these two books and we're reading this one. I kind of just shared like, I do a book review channel with a mate of mine. We collectively have done like over 400 books.
Yeah,
about that, right? And it was like gobsmacking silence. Like, what the hell? Like, that's not normal. What are you talking about that you're doing? Like, you're reading like two books simultaneously, or that you've done that many in the allotted amount of time.
I do that all the time.
But that's what I was saying. I was kind of like,
reading four right
it
now.
It was interesting that we no longer. Well, I mean, I can't remember or recall if we ever put that as part of monthly goals about reading that much or whatnot. But it goes to demonstrate, I think, even if you look back at our monthly goals of 3 years ago, something like that, and to now, and again, I've called this out before, the improvements that we've made across annual goals and monthly goals. Sometimes when we're talking about these things, it sounds like, oh, you've only got 7 goals or 8 goals. But there's been the like 1% improvement or 2% improvement over years now, to the point that a lot of the other things that we now have in our lives, or how we've just deleted completely, now kind of stick around. And yeah, to us, reading that amount or doing other things is no longer like a challenge. It's just, oh yeah, we've decided to do that. That's what's going to happen. But for others would see that as, holy shit, no, that's got to be like, I would have to put that as a goal to read a book a month, type of deal. Sure. So it's sometimes good to recognize, like, yeah, sometimes I look at my monthly goals also. Like, I was looking at it before we started this, and I was like, it's not many. Like, you think of this, but then I go, well, holy crap, I've also got all of these companies, and I've also got this book that I'm reading, and I'm also doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm doing a lot of things. I wouldn't consider them monthly goals because they're just my doing. Yeah. But other people might. So it's also sometimes to be aware of.
It's a stacking thing. So I was thinking about this. The October goals, they're done, but I still want to be doing the similar things in there. I still want to be outgoing, flirty, fun, and friendly. And just because it's not written down there doesn't mean like that goes away.
It's no longer fun.
Yeah, I hate fun. I'm the Grinch. Coming into Christmas season, I'm turning into Grinch mode. Mm-hmm. So no, you're right. It is just a
it's stacking. Yeah, it's stacking, and you've called this out for a long time. It's stacking and then getting rid of, deleting the things that are just not as important to have there. And that's by knowing what things matter,
which are hard. There's ones. I'm sure there's ones that, it sounds like the running is one of these ones which might be on the boundary point for you. You're really forcing yourself to have to do it. So it's not something that you're obviously like loving to do. I can't wait to run. Much like when I was doing it, it was very much okay, I gotta force myself to do this. Which you do need to do sometimes to like break out of.
I'm almost kind of happy that it is such a challenge. Because like I talked about it, like I think in the last podcast, it's in some way or shape or form must be improving my mid-singular cortex of doing hard shit and, making me more ready to do harder things, which is nice. So maybe it is nice that it is supposed to be that hard. Otherwise, I'd just be like, oh, well, whatever. I can just do that. And it wouldn't be actually supporting other things that I'm doing.
Yeah. On the drive here, as I was coming here, there was a guy. He must have been like 150 kilos or something, and he was out there running and jogging. And it's funny because some people might look at that and probably not many, but there's still probably a couple who'd like laugh at that and be like, oh, fat guy running or something. But I look at that, I'm like, yes, that's really cool because it reminds me of when I could not speak to girls at all, and it was like I knew I needed to fix it. This problem that I had, but it took me, I don't know, like 5-6 years to build up the courage to actually like start approaching a girl for the first time, which I imagine is probably the same for him. Like, he was probably getting like heavier and heavier and he's like, oh, I should do something about this. And then finally one day he's like, all right, and it could have been today, today could have been his very first run. Who knows? So I love seeing stuff like that where
he's been running for 10 years.
Yeah. All right. Then maybe he needs a little bit of like laughter and
no. But the concept I get the concept. Yeah. Rather than looking at that being like, no, it's the action that's like the important thing that's been taken and like, yeah, hooray for that.
Yeah. And maybe he had some monthly goals and it's like, all right, November this started. Gonna start running.
Go start somewhere. Yeah. All right, need more delights. I think that's it for the monthly goals.
Last thing on the just fitness was I haven't gotten any points, not close to getting any points in terms of like really hard stuff. So I'm far away from PBs from what I really want to be doing, the handstands. I am absolutely dedicated. If you look at my training log now, it is the most dedicated it has ever been to getting a one-arm handstand. I've got like all the prehab stuff I should be doing in there, rehab for my shoulder, exercises that I think are within the limits of my control, the overuse kind of injuries that I've had in the past. I mean, this one, I was doing some calisthenic stuff, which is kind of hard because it's like calisthenics is helpful. It's good to do some push and pull just to keep the body strong and stuff, but probably some more dedicated, like, all right, this exercise in particular, instead of just pull-ups, which I find really fun, that might be better in terms of getting me to my long-term goal. So I feel like I'm the most dedicated I've ever been to it and the most smart as well. So we'll see what happens.
Fitness going well. Yeah, in saying that, I've been also doing a lot of fun play. I'll just call it like fun play of handstands, normally at the end of a workout, just for a bit of fun. I held a one-handed handstand against the wall. Very different, very, very, very different. But I held it for about 25 seconds just to test out. Right hand, could do it for the 20-25 seconds. Left hand,
big difference.
Like 3 seconds. Like it was just ridiculous. Now, I've got like a little twinge on like the tendon on the left-hand side. Nice. So could have just been the feel. I think it was just more the balance feeling, to be honest, because I find it really easy to lean towards. I've been doing this like just play on the wall. I'll go up on the wall and then I'll lean my legs to the side, basically both of them off to the side, to then go onto the like one hand and leave the other one like free. Yeah. And I can balance myself like that with like basically like touching and holding the wall, pulling it back, holding the wall, pulling it back. But I'll tend to do that for a bit of fun, and it's really easy on the right-hand side. So my strength is there. Not even close that I can do that on the left for any much, like milliseconds, basically. So, yeah, very, very different, obviously, between them. But, yeah, training's been fun. Training's been really good, actually. My training's been really, really good. And it is a weird thing. I haven't been focusing on it, on any, like, particular aspect of it. It's just been more the prehab mentality. But I still follow my own traditional training path at the moment. It's more like a strength focus side of things. And it's been going fun. Like, it's just been going well. Now that I've been back to a more, regular gym just for the moment, the amount of compliments I've been getting has been pretty ridiculous. It's been really ridiculous. I've got a lot of people come up to me, both congratulating me on the form and the weight, or the form and the weight, which has been pretty fun. And on the run, just recently, when I went for the 3.2K rather than the 5K, I was walking back and I was just like in my mind, like, oh, how shit. Like, I couldn't even do this fucking 5K. What a thing. Sure. But I wasn't wearing a shirt because I was just sweating. So I was just walking back. And then 2 times on just the walk back, the 10-minute walk back. Guys? Two guys, of course. 2 guys. Well, like, one of them was like, holy shit, dude, you jacked and shredded. I was like, oh, man, thanks, man. And then another guy with a group of 7 girls and 1 guy. As I was running by, the guy's like, dude, you're jacked. And I was like, there you go. Yes. Internal monologue, and then the external world will be like, okay, no, this is the reality. I also caught one of the guys saying that on recording, So I was sending an audio recording to my mom
right.
in Spanish, and then he shouted in the background that, and it was me like being like, "Oh,
Nice.
thanks, man." So I was like, what an interesting thing. So fitness has been really good. It's been really, really fun.
man, I've been loving going to Total Fusion and doing tons of classes as well. My hip flexors are hopefully as strong as they've ever been as well. Splits are getting pretty good as well. So.
Good. All going well. All going well as we're leading into summer. All right, Immortalize. Again, if you want to support us, we just talked about a little bit in the mid roll there around the your ability to Boostergram, the ability to stream in all good podcasting
Some Satoshis.
platforms out there. If you want to share this with friends, if you want to share with us your monthly goals, do it in the many ways that you can. Got all the different platforms,
Reach
whether
out.
it's all our socials, websites we don't really keep up to date that much. I'm sure we'll update it at some point when other ideas come around. But for now, Immortalize, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Juan out.
Kyrin out. Bye.
Yo. Good.